In the heart of Ibanu, a small fishing village on the West African coast, there lived a young fisherman named Kwame. He was known for his bravery and kindness, and his life was closely connected to the sea. The villagers depended on the ocean for their livelihood, and they held it in high regard. Kwame, however, had a special bond with the sea. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the night began to creep in, something unusual happened to Kwame. His fishing net, which was usually filled with fish, caught something quite unexpected, a wounded mami wata. She was a mesmerizing creature with shimmering scales that sparkled in the fading light and eyes as deep as the sea itself. Kwame couldn't believe his eyes. "Wow, what an enchanting creature," he said to himself in amazement. The mami wata, struggling to speak, softly muttered, "Water, please. I'm far from home, injured and weak." "Don't worry," Kwame assured her, touched by her vulnerability. "I won't harm you." Kwame had heard stories of mami watas, believed to be protectors of the ocean's secrets. Moved by compassion, he decided to hide her in a quiet lagoon, taking care of her injuries with medicinal herbs and fresh spring water. As the days passed, the mami wata, whom Kwame named Essie, meaning beauty of the sea, slowly got better. She shared stories of her underwater world with Kwame, sunken cities, coral gardens and magnificent creatures. In return, Kwame talked about his village, his dreams and his life as a fisherman. Their friendship grew stronger, crossing the boundaries of their different worlds. In the peaceful lagoon, they found comfort in each other's company, and their love grew secretly. But their secret didn't last long. Some village children playing near the lagoon spotted Essie's shimmering tail. They got excited and began to spread stories like wildfire. "Guess what? There's a mami wata in the lagoon," they exclaimed, their imaginations running wild. The news reached Afua, Kwame's childhood friend, who had feelings for him. She felt a mix of jealousy and worry. "Kwame, this could bring bad luck to all of us," she cautioned, torn between her emotions and concern for the village. Fear started to grip Ibanu. The elders talked about ancient superstitions. Fishermen feared the sea's anger, and talk of curses filled the air. The once peaceful village now felt full of fear and suspicion. One night, driven by fear, a group of villagers led by Afua confronted Kwame. They demanded, "Show us this creature," as they carried torches in the moonlight. With reluctance, Kwame led them to the lagoon. When they saw Essie, radiant under the moonlight, her tail gently swaying in the water, they fell silent. But their fear overpowered their amazement. "She must be causing our problems," one villager exclaimed, and before Kwame could defend her, they captured Essie, locking her up in a cell, deciding her fate by dawn. Kwame's pleas fell on deaf ears. "She's not what you think. She wants peace and understanding," he pleaded, but the villagers, blinded by fear, remained unmoved. On the night before her execution, an unusual storm hit Ibanu. Furious waves pounded the coastline, and the villagers huddled together, fearing the worst. Kwame knew he couldn't let the villagers harm Essie, and he had a daring plan to set her free. With determination burning in his eyes, Kwame made his way to the place where Essie was being held captive, the howling winds and pouring rain masking his movements. He reached the cell where Essie was imprisoned, finding her drenched and shivering. "Essie, I've come to free you," Kwame whispered urgently, his voice barely audible over the storm. Essie looked at him, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Kwame, you mustn't risk your life for me," she implored, her voice quivering. Kwame's heart ached as he reached for the lock on the cell. "I can't leave you here to face their anger. I want you to run away, use the chaos of the storm to escape." Essie gently touched his hand, stopping him from unlocking the cell. "Kwame, listen to me," she said, her voice calm despite the tempestuous night. "I can help the village, I can calm this storm." Kwame's brows furrowed in confusion. "How can you do that?" Essie closed her eyes, a serene expression on her face. "I am connected to the sea, Kwame. It's a part of me. If you free me, I can use my powers to calm the sea, to protect the village." Kwame hesitated, torn between his desire to free Essie and his duty to the village, but in that moment he saw the sincerity in her eyes. "Can you really do it, Essie?" Essie nodded. "I believe I can, but I need your help. Release me, and together we can save Ibanu." With a deep breath, Kwame unlocked the cell and gently lifted Essie in his arms, her scales glistening even in the pouring rain. He cradled her carefully as they made their way to the shore, where they faced the raging sea, the villagers and the storm's fury. Essie began to sing, a hauntingly beautiful melody that seemed to resonate with the very elements. As her song filled the air, the waves gradually calmed, the wind subsided, and the rain ceased. Seeing this miracle, the villagers realized their mistake. "We judged out of fear, not understanding," they admitted, feeling deep regret. Essie, with a heart as vast as the ocean, forgave them. She blessed Ibanu with prosperity and protection as she returned to the sea. Before leaving, she gave Kwame a magical conch shell, a symbol of their love. Every day, Kwame would visit the ocean shore, holding the conch shell close to his heart. He would listen to the whispers of the sea through the shell, feeling Essie's presence and finding solace in their connection. It became a daily ritual, a way for him to stay connected to the love of his life and the enchanting world she came from. One evening, as Kwame sat by the shore, listening to the ocean's whispers through the magical conch shell, a soft glow started to emanate from the water. The waves gently parted and Easy emerged, not as a mermaid but in human form, walking toward him with the grace of the sea. "Is that really you, Easy?" Kwame gasped in amazement. "Yes, my beloved Kwame," she replied, her voice as melodious as ever. "The sea spirits have blessed us. On full moon nights I can walk on land with you until dawn." Tears of joy welled up in Kwame's eyes as he hugged her. The villagers, witnessing this incredible transformation, were filled with wonder and happiness for Kwame. Essie's ability to become human on full moon nights became a symbol of hope and magic in Ibanu, a testament to the power of their love and the blessings of the sea. On these special nights, Essie and Kwame strolled along the shore, sharing stories and dreams. They sat by the fire with the villagers, who eagerly listened to Easy's tales of the underwater world. Her presence brought a deeper understanding of the sea's mysteries and strengthened the bond between the villagers and the ocean. Kwame and Easy's reunions became celebrated events in Ibanu. The village prepared feasts, and the air was filled with music and laughter. These nights beautifully blended both worlds, the human and the mystical. As dawn approached, Easy would return to the sea, her human form dissolving into the waves, leaving behind a trail of shimmering sparkles on the water's surface. Though always saddened by her departure, Kwame found solace in knowing that their love had bridged the gap between two worlds. Over time, these visits became a part of Ibanu's natural rhythm. The villagers eagerly anticipated the full moon nights when Essie would visit their shores. Children grew up with stories of the fisherman and the mami wata, who could walk among them, a living fairy tale that spoke of love, understanding, and the magic of the sea. Kwame and Essie's love continued to flourish, an eternal bond strengthened by their ability to be together in both realms. Their story, filled with wonder and joy, became a symbol of hope and a reminder that love knows no bounds, transcending the very limits of nature itself. In Ibanu, the legend of Kwame and Essie lived on, a timeless tale of two hearts,